Well, I was born and raised in Chicago. I grew up in the north suburbs called Glenview, and I grew up there with my mom, my dad, and my younger sister. Presently, I work for the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. In that position, I'm an assistant state's attorney in the Juvenile Justice Bureau. So that means that I prosecute crimes that are committed by anyone under the age of 18 years old. And those crimes, for example, could be trespass to land, somebody taking your property, theft, somebody hitting you, but it can also include residential burglary, so somebody breaking into your home, or even, for example, murder, attempted murder.
Okay.
Filipino people are an amazing people, especially, I feel, Filipino Americans. But there are definitely traits that you mentioned that I think help us stand out and adjust. First is our strong commitment to family. When my parents first came to the United States, when they immigrated here, they are both one of 7 children. And my father came, and when he came, he lived with his sister, who was already here. She was a nurse. He was doing his residency here. And his purpose for coming was to not just better himself, but to better his family. My mom also, she was one of 7. She and her family immigrated when my mom was in junior high. And the purpose was for them to have better opportunities and for the children to be able to pursue whatever fields and professions that they wanted to pursue. This commitment to family, I think, drives so much of what Filipinos do, and it gives us the motivation and the desire to work hard and gives us that strong work ethic that makes us so successful everywhere. But I would also say it's education and how much we value education. When I was younger, my father would say that my job, he would tell me, your job is to go to school and to get the best education you can. He said, my job is to go to work and make sure that you have those opportunities. And I think that's another characteristic, how much we all value education and we make that a priority. I also think resiliency. We're a very resilient people, and no matter what the circumstance, we can celebrate the good times, but when there's hardships, I believe we come together as a community and as a family and draw upon those strengths to overcome any obstacles that we have. And that makes us successful not just in Chicago, but wherever we happen to find ourselves. And finally, I would say the final trait is our faith. And that could be faith, which for many of us is a deeply religious faith, but just also the faith that things will get better, things will change, and things are constantly moving. I think that President Aquino, what has most impressed me about President Aquino is his commitment to the education and to the development of the next generation of Filipinos. There's so much that the next generation can contribute, that wants to contribute, given the opportunity. And so through programs that he's developed under his term, such as the Job Start program, he's making it possible to take the changes and improvements that he's currently developed and working on, given us the opportunity to continue those and keep making advancements and keep progressing down the future. And I think when you give young people those opportunities and that pipeline, it just helps us, it helps the country. I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. His trip here is short, but I think because it's short, that really demonstrates his commitment to the Filipino American community. His coming to Chicago and taking the time to meet with us, it's a significant symbolic gesture of his wanting to develop lasting relationships with the next generation of Filipino American leaders. So I know everybody at the Filipino American Lawyers Association of Chicago is very honored and humbled that he's taking the time and we have this opportunity. Follow Chicago that's what we call the Filipino American Lawyers Association for short, is a professional organization of Filipino American attorneys in the Chicagoland area. Our goals are to develop programs and develop opportunities for Filipino American lawyers in this area to advance their careers and to also have the support of each other. The legal community is very small, and the Filipino American legal community is even smaller. We have attorneys at every level in every sector. Our members include public service employees, they include private sector workers, they include judges, as well as many other highly ranked officials in Illinois. And when you have everybody come together to provide each other with the support and inspiration, that is only going to help the Filipino Americans in the Chicago area. Definitely. There are a great number of female Filipino attorneys that are part of the executive board and are board members, as well as part of the membership. So we'd like to hear them discuss gender equality, the role and the position of females within the legal field, but within professional females in the Philippines. What we'd also like to hear is his thoughts and his views on what we as Filipino American lawyers here in the States can do to continuously develop ourselves and help not only ourselves, but the communities. And those can be communities in Chicago, but as well as the communities back home, because a lot of us have family members back home still.